morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. If you're watching this on Sunday, I think it's April 6th in the morning. Happy Sunday. Jesus. It's been one thing after another, right? One thing. I've had fun on my TikTok and social media making fun of the dumpster putting tariffs on Heard Island and I think McDonald Island where there's no people. Yeah, that's been fun. A lot of making fun of that. Is anybody else's dogs going into like a drama fest? My dogs seem to be reacting to the same drama as it's going around in this country. It's weird. You know Panda. Everybody knows my Panda. And then I have another dog. Her name is Raven. She's a little mixture of all kinds of things, but I think the DNA, because I did a DNA test because I was just curious. Uh, it's recommended, but they're expensive. I DNA tested, she has like rat terrier in her and chihuahua in her, and she has what is that other? Anyways, she's territorial. My little Raven, she's been with me since 2013 and she's getting a little older. However, you know, Panda's young. She's only like 2 years old. And Raven on my bed, I have a king size bed, and my nobody else sleeps on there except for me and my dogs. Okay, if you don't let your dog sleep with you, that's your problem, your thing to deal with. However, my dogs sleep in my bed with me. So Panda has her little nest at the end of the bed on the other side, and then Raven sleeps right next to me right here, and her little nest that I have of blankets and stuff like that. However, my little Raven gets a little case of the butt, and she somehow, some way, she will go and lay in Panda's nest out of protest. I don't know. Out of dominance. I don't know. Anyways, it irritates my Panda a lot. So Panda will then go and lay in her little tiny nest, and then Panda will then whine and complain and really get my attention like, Mom, look, she's sleeping in my bed again. And so I have to get up out of my bed and switch the dogs around. And then Panda is not ever satisfied until I tuck her in. So I have these like feather blankets and stuff like that that I make a little nest for her. And I have to pull it all around her. And she starts going, ah, 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 like this. And I pull it all around her and give her lots of kisses and just kind of like tuck her in. And if you don't tuck her in, she doesn't go to sleep very well at all. She'll get up, she'll come around, she'll talk to you. She's like, why didn't you tuck me in if you don't do it? So I have to tuck my dog in. Raven, she'll get back in her own little nest. Raven will nudge like this for me to just cover her up. She's like little, and so she loves to be under the covers while she sleeps. It's just drama. Lots and lots of drama with these dogs right now. It's really weird. It's almost like animals can feel the tension and they will start, you know, reacting in their own worlds and trying to, I guess, navigate the energy as well. I mean, it only makes sense, right? All right. So the reason why I'm making this video. Yeah, the reason why. So our dumbass president, I'm just going to start saying it out loud. Such an idiot. He's got his base convinced that the tariffs are a good thing. He's willing to sacrifice your 401k, your income, your money, and your ability to take care of your family, you know, to line the billionaires' pockets. That's the gist of it. Pisses me off too. However, what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw some cards real quick. I want to see how long he's going to last with it. Because I have this feeling, I have this little notion that keeps on creeping in that he's going to let it go like a little bit and then he's going to take it all off because he gets too scared. I think after Elon Musk leaves, and this is another thought, this is not, he's going to kind of pull back a lot of the BS. I just have this feeling. So let me do a card pull on that and see what that is. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to do a remote view. Don't go anywhere. But I'm just pulling some cards on this little thing about that. I just have this, these are the type of remote views that I kind of get out and when I'm doing stuff. Just randomly, all of a sudden a thought will drop in or a little scene will drop in. So it's already, the remote view is pretty much already done. It's just little snippets. So I'm bringing that to you. But let me pull some cards on that. Okay, here we go. First card up is the Page of Wands, excitement and curiosity. Excitement and curiosity. That's not the card I really wanted, but let me talk. Let's go. Oh, the Five of Wands, conflict and competition. So he's bringing out, trying to get them all excited about his damage. Come on, everybody, it's all right. Gonna sacrifice for the good of the country. No, wait, you're gonna sacrifice. I'm not gonna lose anything. I'm still gonna have all of my meals, place to eat, and all of my children are taken care of. But you're gonna have to sacrifice for this. So he's getting them all excited by lies. But this is really what's gonna happen. The conflict and the competition, right? The tariff, what they're gonna do, what it's gonna happen. All right, so what else next? The star. Visual and alignment. Ooh, that's interesting. This is an alignment. Now let's think about that. Is this an alignment? Is this an alignment to align all of his base to understand what's going on? Is that the reason why he pulls it? Is that the reason why he starts backtracking like he always does, right? All right, what comes into this? Yeah, the ace of, the ace of cups. He jerked on their emotions like you're milking a cow, and he got them all excited about before he was elected about saving money. Oh yeah, I get to save money, and now he does what he does. He's just like jerking on their emotions so much. What goes underneath? This one's the hermit. Nobody's talking about it. Have you noticed? Soul searching. So his people are soul searching and not he doesn't have a soul to search. I know. But he does have a little bit of a reflection about what's going on. A lot of the Republicans in the town halls and stuff. I'm sure he's aware. I don't know how he couldn't be aware, but he's aware that people are if all of the Republicans in his base starts joining the Democrats because they were right, he's in trouble. He's in big trouble. Eight of Cups, evolving. See, I was thinking about the evolving. He's gonna evolve and he's gonna fit the narrative because he's not ethical. He's not a man of honor, but he will flip-flop to keep the power. That's how they all are. Anybody who wants to keep power, they are not consistent. They flip-flop with the power to keep it. So we have divine feminine. Now the divine feminine, this is the Empress, the divine feminine. We're the divine feminine is like we've been silenced for so long. It doesn't mean that everybody has to be female. It's the implication that women have been silenced for so long and now we have a voice. And that's what the energy is. It's like everybody was silenced, but now we have a voice. Now we're speaking up loud. He knows the power of you have power because we let you have power. We can just keep that in mind. He doesn't have anything unless we give it to him, right? Three of Pentacles, a celebration. This is outside. influence. This is Queen of Swords, sharp and assertive. See, I just have this King of Pentacles stable. So that's what I think that he's going to do. I think he's going to pull the tariffs because it's not working out for him. So he's not, I just have this feeling he's going to backtrack, which he's going to get a lot of flack about that, at least from me. If I say something, I'm like, oh, did he get scared? Did his plan doesn't look the way it's supposed to look? Yeah, I'm going to give it to him. So yeah, that's kind of the thought that I have. So hold on. I still recommend you go out and get all of the essentials. Uh, the biggest bag you can find of beans, the biggest bag you can find of rice, the biggest, if you can find hamburger meat in bulk and chop it up, put it in bags and freeze it. I recommend that. I mean, these are three things like I was raised Mormon, so and, you know, in a big family, and I watched my mother, you know, make sure that her children were fed you know, semi-regularly anyway. And she did all of these things where she would buy them all in bulk. So anything that you can buy in bulk, I highly recommend that you do. Cases of green beans, cases of corn, things like that. These are just ideas that you can go to like Costco or whatever you want, wherever you shop and get cases of them just to have them on your shelf, not only for you, but for anybody else that's around you, to make sure that no child or no family is going to starve because I just did the math yesterday on a family of seven. See, my brother has him and his wife and then five children. And his cost of just groceries is going to go up $6,000 for the whole year. You know, they have great jobs, but when you start putting that kind of pressure on your finances, and that doesn't include gas and everything else, that was just for food. It's going to create an impact on you, and I want everybody to be safe. And because the government and Trump is not going to protect you and or save you. That he's just not. He doesn't have you in mind whatsoever. So passing that information on.
I think if you are a white supremacist, you should have to put that shit on your driver's license. Right? If you're proud, put it on there. Hope a white cop pulls you over. My, how the tables have turned all of a sudden. Height, weight, eye color, hair color, organ donor. Yes or no? Racist. Yes or no? In case you need an organ, we don't want you to get the wrong one. That'd be a real mess, wouldn't it? Can you imagine the surgeon comes in, he's like, oh, looks like I got a heart for Mr. Williams. I'm so sorry, Mr. Williams. I did not see that you're racist. Oh, man. You wouldn't want this one. It's so different. You just hang in there. Hang in there. I'll tell you what, just keep doing this. Just keep doing this. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Thoughts and prayers. I heard those words.
I want to remote view not Hakeem Jeffries, Cory Booker. And not necessarily Cory Booker. I want to look at the energy that came from that. So a few things to mention. Cory Booker, of course, if you don't know, he stood for 25 minutes and I think 25 hours and 10 minutes. He broke the record. The last guy who stood for on the Senate floor was for 24 hours, and it was for a man who wanted to stop the bill for things to get better in this country. Like he wanted segregation to stay. So Cory Booker broke a racist's record of 24 hours. And so that was really impactful. So I want to remote view the energy after that and see how it continued or how it impacted everybody. Also, all of the protests. If you notice the protests, 99% of them people were white. Yeah, I think that's what needs to happen. I have never believed that racism was black people's problem. It's always been a white people problem, and I do believe that our white people need to get out there and start speaking up because racists never will ever hear the voice of a black person, but somehow, some way, a white person talking to them, they seem to be a little bit more receptive. You know what I'm talking about. So if you notice that 99% of them were white, which really showed up, I was very impressed. They said that these protests were all over the world. And at the end of the day, and I don't know if this is right, I haven't verified, but I heard a rumor that it was over like people, $5 million, 5 million people who showed up all over the world for all of these protests. I think that's incredible as well. So I want to also remote view that energy. Uh, the maggots will get on there and go, "Oh, thanks for wasting your time." Yeah, they would love for all of what we're doing to not impact anything, but they're wrong. Remember that. They're liars. Daily reminder, Trump is a liar. Daily reminder, Republicans will lie. Daily reminder that Republicans vote for a liar and a cheater and a schmolester, child schmolester. Can't really say that out loud or else YouTube gets problems. So so just remember that when they bring up their own opinion, they always think that they have privileged white opinion. That has been a thing in this history for in this country for quite some time. An opinion of a black person doesn't weigh as much as an opinion of a white person, right? And they use their white privileged opinion on a regular basis. As you can see, I'm getting a little, I get, ugh. So anyways, I want to do a remote view on the energy of that because I think it's probably going to be pretty good. So hang in there. Okay, I'm going to take a deep breath. I just keep on getting how can I put this? It feels like glitter all over your body and you can't get it off. I don't know what that means, but that's the image and that's the feeling of it. So I don't Sometimes things come around, other people understand what I'm saying. I don't understand it at the time. It takes me sometimes a week. I'm like, oh, that's what that means. And I think glitter, like if you throw glitter on somebody, it gets all over. And I think that's the energy it's talking about. It's like it's reaching so many things that we don't know. And it's sticking and it's staying. So, yeah. All right. I had to stop it because the dogs were barking. All right. Because I'll pay attention to the doggies barking, like, why are they barking? All right, here we go. Ooh. I'm like in a blue haze, a blue sparkly haze of blue. Trying to figure out where I'm at though. Just walking down corridors, but the whole atmosphere is blue, which I'm pretty sure represents the blue, our party, all that. It's pretty pretty obvious, but let me see. So I come out, I must be inside a mountain, and I come out of a cave, but I'm really high up in the mountain, and I look down, and it's just a sea of people. Like, as far as I can see, there are people, but there's fire all the way around. But nobody's worried about the fire. I wonder why we have fire and a sea of people. What's up with that? But I'm really far up and I'm seeing, so I'm going to jump out and I'm going to glide down because it's my remote view, right? I can go anywhere I want. I'm going to glide down and try to join them down there. Okay, so this is kind of disturbing, but I don't know why they're showing me this. Like the people are walking, but they're walking on top of, this is weird. So if you had see-through ice, right? And they're walking on top of this ice, but you can see through the ice, and there's people frozen in the ice. I don't know why they're showing me. They're walking over top of frozen people. I'm looking down, but they look like Roman people. I don't know why, but they're kind of dressed like that. The long beards. They're dressed kind of funny. I'm trying to see what it is. But they keep on walking on top of this frozen whatever street. It's a frozen street. Water really thick, frozen, and people underneath frozen. I repeat sometimes. Sometimes it gets the remote view moving. Um, I'm looking, okay, I'm just gonna walk with them. I'm just gonna walk with them and see where we're going. Okay, so as we're walking, all of a sudden we get into a chariot, but the chariot, sometimes I wonder about these. The chariot is flying up into the blue sky with beautiful clouds, and what they leave behind is a mist of darkness. And so they're blowing up, coming up, and then coming back down on the road, where the road now is gravel, beautiful grass, beautiful scenery. Everything looks wonderful. So it's almost like we're almost at that point where we can break through this. Always ugliest before the dawn, right? It's always coldest before the dawn. It's always darkest before the dawn. I think this is the metaphor. Like we're almost at we're almost there. Because I see all of this racism and these choices and these decisions and this hunger for power just disintegrating. I mean, I'm on this chariot, we're about ready to go through, and I look over and people are just blowing in the dust. Everybody is like ashes and they're disintegrating. I really think that we're almost there. We're almost out of this. We're almost out of it, going through the pain. Huh. Okay. All we are is just now on this road and we're just going through. We're not it's just normal. Everything's normal. Everything's beautiful. The birds are chirping. The butterflies are flying. We're almost there. I'm gonna come out. That's the fallout of all of the energy that's happening right now. Is we're almost there. Okay. Well, let's see what the cards say. Let's see if the cards coincide. I'm going to use my situationals. You can get them on the Etsy. They're called situationals. These here, if you wanted to look at the ones I was just using, they're called the Twin Flame. The Journey Tarot. Etsy. I love Etsy. I have used Amazon.com. I'm not, and I have also used TikTok. Sometimes I get some off of TikTok. I'm not gonna lie. And then I go to my own store here in Colorado Springs. It's called Celebrations. They also have tarot cards there. I try to be very, very mindful where I get my tarot cards. However, I do have an addiction. And yet I only use a few. It's sometimes I'll dig through, root through, and I'll find some other ones. Anyways, back to the questions. Back to the question about the remote view. Let's pull some cards on the remote view. Hmm. So it says searching online looking for info and records. Could that be the people that they I saw frozen? We have to acknowledge them, honor them, acknowledge them, bring them the history to the current before we can get through this. Start talking about it. Start talking about your ancestors who were successful. Start talking about how they were. That's what it is. Looking for the records online, looking for the information, searching. I think that's what that means. Okay, what's the second one? Yep. Anchor chains weighed down. So we have to acknowledge the pain. We have to acknowledge the cruelty, all of that stuff. We have to literally just bring it out, lay it out. Silence and no action. Crickets. So all three of these cards talk about what I was seeing. We can no longer ignore our history of our country, like the Republicans love, because they know that if no child remembers what happened, they can do it again. And that, ooh, I think that's the way in. That's the way out. That is it. Start talking about it. Any way possible. Tell your children, tell your whatever. Start talking about it. Next card is cleansing. That's how we're going to cleanse this energy. Yep. We're gonna definitely have that insatiable appetite to wanting more after we cleanse the lockdown, the mental lockdown. We have to cleanse the mental lockdown. I like it. I like that message. I like what I just then we start supporting each other. Like I said before those protests, as you can see, there were 99% white people. That's how we start. We start talking about it, we start acknowledging it, we start acknowledging the past, what had happened, how we don't want to do it again. Make an effort to commit to a better world, commit to a better action, commit to not doing that to another human being ever again. These are the things that we can do in our homes by ourselves, that inner commitment. And that inner commitment and that inner energy will produce more out there than anything else we're doing. If each and every one of, just like 32,000 of my subscribers sit at home and changed their inner energy and produced love and acceptance and never doing that again and committing to a better world, can you imagine? They can't fight that. They can't fight that energy. I don't know how important it is that they just can't. There's nothing they can do about it. There's just nothing they can do about it. So I know this is a short one. I hope you got a lot out of it. Yeah, I will see you Wednesday on Hogarth's channel. It felt kind of weird not having the little live on Saturday night, but it's okay. Change is change. And I hope everybody is doing well. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It helps out the channel. It helps me stay here. So, bye everyone.